Good morning, everyone. It's Louisa from the GoldFish Report at the White House, and we're waiting for the President and First Lady to make statements. They are coming, they're waiting for the arrival of the official White House Christmas tree, and I think they're going to participate in that, so we're going to wait to see that come. I hope to bring that live. I'm not sure if I'll have access to that, but it will be very nice, and it would be lovely to see if we can get some live footage and live stream and remarks from the President and the First Lady, but we'll see. We will be doing a POTUS report tomorrow, so we will not be doing one today, although I'll have updates throughout the day from the White House, and any news that there may be we'll bring to you. So we're just going to do this a little announcement to let everybody know, and we hope that you'll join us. Any moment now, I think the President and First Lady are going to come out, and I'm looking forward to seeing the tree. So I just want to say there's lots of news to update on, lots of things going on now that the Republicans have clearly won a few of the disputed elections. We know that the Senate Judiciary Committee is led by Senator Graham, is going to be able to stop the blockade of the investigations, and of course the release. Hopefully, we're hoping for the release of the FISA declassified document. We're also waiting for a number of other things. I think we have way over 60,000 sealed indictments, so we'll wait and see what those have to bring. But I think now this paves the way for these indictments to be unsealed and to be acted on. And I also wanted to make another comment that there's some reports on YouTube regarding some military action going on in Texas, and I just want to caution. I know people mean really well, but I just want to caution our viewers in terms of, even other reporters. I want to caution you, releasing that kind of information to the public could compromise those operations. And you should be very careful about releasing those things. I find it hard to believe that anybody who's involved in that, is able, permitted to leak that information. So I would be very careful about that, because we definitely don't want anyone to be, in harm's way. We don't want anyone to be harmed by the release of information that could compromise any operations that we have. So I just want to thank everybody for joining us. This is going to be a very short message, and we are waiting. It should be any moment now. I'm hoping to participate in that, and we should be able to get, I'm hoping to get a glimpse of that Christmas tree. So that would be very nice. So I want to thank everybody. I want you to stand by, because I think it's any moment that we're going to be processing. We're going to be, there's a process to all of this, and I'm hoping to bring this to everybody live. If you just want to stand by for a minute and take a nice look at the White House behind me. And there's lots of people here, so it's very busy. So we'll just wait. See, this might be the best moment. The President's going to be down in Florida. They'll be going down to Mar-a-Lago this week for the holiday. And there's much going on for tomorrow as well. So we'll be reporting that too. There will be a POTUS report tomorrow, as I said, so we'll stand by for that. And we're just waiting here to see what's happening, what's going on next. And of course, the President's schedule also has him having lunch today with Vice President Mike Pence. So that's closed to the press. It's not open, so that's a lunch. And that's all that's on the public schedule for now. I think it might be very light this week because of the holiday, but GoldFish Report's going to be here in D.C. Reporting and covering anything that happens. We're stationed here for the week now, so anything that does happen and come up with regard to the President, the White House, and we will certainly be here to report that. Again, our POTUS report will be tomorrow instead of today. Jim Fetzer is traveling, so we'll have that prepared. Plus, we're going to have a very special report this week on JFK, the JFK assassination, but just not just the assassination, because you know if it's with Jim Fetzer, it's going to be about the assassination. But hi, Noah. Nice to see you. Thank you. I can see some of our viewers. So it is going to be, I think there's quite a legacy. And I think, again, what Q talks about is, what my opinion is that it is about the plot to enslave every man, woman, and child. So we do have that history. It's not only opinion, I mean, it is fact. He did make that statement in the address to the American Newspapers Association back in 1961. So there will be some remembrance of the JFK at that time, of the president. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to close for right now and hope that we're all set and ready for comments from the either the press secretary or the president. We'll see. We're not quite sure who's going to be doing this at this time, but let's see. So thank you, Freckles. Thank you. Hang on. I'm going to start a new one. We're going to start in just a moment. So let me see how I can do this. Let me do share, mute microphone. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is turn this around. It's very nice. I'm going to turn this one around, I think, if I can do that as well. Turn that around. So here we are. We're getting ready. I'm going to walk you over there with me because I think it's the only way we're going to get this done. So just bear with me for a moment. And this is live, folks, so we have to always make do, you know, on live shots. So here we go. We're getting a closer look. There's the Eisenhower building, so that's wonderful. I'm going to stop here for a minute. We can just stay hanging on here. Well, come on, let's do it. We're just going to wait. So we are in fact waiting. You can enjoy the.
Here we go. Here we go.
And here is Kellyanne Conway.
Good morning. Good morning.
I said earlier, I think the Christmas tree coming today and the turkey cars are talking just go back to what the president said. He's waiting for the final report. Obviously, all the sanctions are 17 individuals already. And the president said it's a track for answers. He's directed them to go get those answers, including the Secretary of State, almost
The president also seems to be rolling out a sit-down interview with Robert Mueller. Does he feel more emboldened now? Does he feel like he has more leverage now that Matt Whitaker effectively oversees?
It's nothing to do with the acting attorney general. That has everything to do with the fact that the president continues to say what he said all along, which is there is no Russian collusion, and also he and about 30 plus others have, I suppose, been asked to produce information, whether it's written information or come in for an oral interview.
I know we can't hear what she's saying very well, but we'll do our best.
Have been complying, and he's been complying also. His attorneys have, I guess, counseled him that he should submit those answers
Can I ask you about the Vice President's trip to Asia? What's the central message that the President wants the American people to understand about that trip and the conversation?
We don't have microphones, so we're just going to have visuals, and then I'll have to report on this.
They spoke on Friday, actually. I think that the Vice President was always going to happen, or maybe was there. And a really very successful trip. And they were even there reviewing some of the highlights. And I won't get ahead of the President and Vice President, the lunch they'll have today to discuss all that. But obviously, we have great alliances there. The President sent the Vice President because he knows that he is a trusted, trusted number two here, and that is absolutely true. I was there when the President read the article.
The President said that he was in place about his
I haven't had that conversation with him. We're just happy that Obama did not. Trash heap of straight.
those types of comments for royal
No president has shown greater respect for the military veterans, but he's been able to do everything from respecting and better resourcing the military. I mean, this president
And Kellyanne Conway's talking about the president's deep respect for the military. You can't hear what she's saying very good, but she's also talking about
and also the first few days in about, I think it was 9 years, a little bit less than 8 days. This is a president who's always looking first. Just last Thursday or Friday, we had an event here with veterans going through everything that's been done for our nation. Who have given no sacrifice and those in uniform and not, who are, well, I should say, in service, not in service. The VA Act, the 24/7 the accountability and whistleblower protection, and the disposition of their benefits for service. That is considered the entire
no microphone on this, folks, so sorry about this.
he shows utmost respect. We're very happy that Osama bin Laden obviously is in the trash heap of history. So it's been 7 years.
How important is the meeting between President Xi now and President Trump, given the fact that the Chinese vice premier is not coming here for those set-up talks? How important is that trip?
It's always been important, and I think from the very beginning of the presidency, has tried to find a good relationship. And the president ordered and tariffs. Also, I know he has discussed fentanyl, although that's what's going in our country. It's a risk factor. And it has to come.
A little hard to hear Kellyanne Conway. She's a little far away from us, but we're getting some information. Interference with the helicopters. Don't tell me this is video is sideways. Okay, I'll fix it. Hang on, folks. I'll fix it. Rotate your phone. There we go. Okay. Thank you. I know. Sorry. Thanks for letting me know.
I'm sorry, how is he reluctant on the show tonight?
Yes, you can't hear her. Sorry about that. No, you can't hear her voice. I'm sorry, I don't have a microphone. This is impromptu, folks. I know you can't hear her. Right. There's a lot of background noise.
Thinking about it.
I'm sorry, it didn't happen. I think General Kelly's still here, chief of staff. I mean, eventually it'll be right because 6 years from now the president will be doing the same.
Has he softened on the homeland?
How about if we start to try to work this country better?
Has he softened on the homeland security? Well, there's so much talk about her
Yes, it's
being
also
out.
on Homeland Security, the immigration to the wall, and everything that she was. I'm very glad to see the president say that that's her, she's very doing a great job. The border is a vexing issue for us. Failure to act, probably failed that to happen. Failed to act over who knows how many years, and we have a couple of studies on the immigration policy for an entire country. I don't say, so that's up to the president.
I had a question about
In the
this.
meantime, he's doing a great job. He's at the border arresting federal matters. The president knows has a right to have the senior staff and the cabinet engaged. And he wants to get it. We're going to cover policy because he's right to get the right policy stuff. That's honestly not what the public looking for. We share joint custody of the country, and we could really use your assistance getting some of the great work that's done here. So I want the veterans to know everything that's available.
She speaks very softly. It's hard to hear her, folks, but I'll do a report on this.
Wildfire. The president keeps claiming bad forest wildfires.
I think she had it.
I know that he was very moved by the devastation that he saw there, and he's very happy to hear Governor Brown and Governor-elect Gavin Newsom joined him there along with other officials. The president said he wanted to thank the first responders and witness the devastation and help.
No network connection. Huh.
Figure out a better way to help prevent this type of devastation in the future. I think everybody shares that goal, regardless of their party affiliation. The president certainly shares that goal.
Okay, she's talking about
He's there to help on the back end now.
preventing these kinds of fires in the future.
People are still missing some of those who've been devastated. It was truly one of the most incredibly devastating scenes I think any of us have ever witnessed. I've seen television footage, and the president and some of his senior staff
She's going now, so we're going to go back. I know this is going to be sideways because for some reason this isn't working very good. But we're going to go back and have a talk. Talk about this a little bit. So I'm going to turn this around. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to turn this one around. So let me just hold. Yeah, Kellyanne Conway was just out talking, and she's talking about the president, talking about the devastation of these fires and how they're doing everything that they can to try to reduce this from happening again. That the president said it was quite devastating, and so I'm actually going to turn it around this way so I have some sun on my face. That's the Eisenhower building behind me. For some reason this is a little bit crooked. I'm just going to leave it because I don't want to hold it. Okay, Kellyanne Conway was here discussing this. She was discussing the president. Here he goes again. It's not holding. I have to figure out how to do this. She was discussing many issues about the meeting. There will be a meeting today with Vice President Mike Pence, as I said, and there will be. Also, she said that the president commented obviously how very devastating it was to have seen that devastation in California firsthand. I know that the YouTube videos that I posted on the GoldFish Report news page were showing, charred bodies in the cars. I mean, this was horrific stuff. We really hope this kind of thing never ever happens again. But and it's very devastating. There's theories out there. We know that Deborah Tavares, and we're hoping to have her on the GoldFish Report very soon to talk about what she's. I think. Okay, Video live. I'm sorry, my other video live ended for some reason on Facebook. Not surprising. Ever since I started reporting from the White House, it seemed like Facebook, my viewership went down. I had over 170,000 weekly viewers at least, and they have throttled that down to less than 30,000, and that's really shameful. I really hope to make a point of this when I have the opportunity to in asking questions, because to members of the staff here or the president or the press secretary, because it's really heartbreaking. You work so hard. In America, you can start a company, be an entrepreneur, utilize resources like these social media companies, YouTube, Facebook, and then they destroy your work. They can arbitrarily delete you. They can come up with terms and conditions that you have no way to really dispute. You can file appeals and get nowhere and have no way to actually follow up on that. So I'm going to actually post this other video right now on Facebook. So this is just YouTube right now, so we're going to keep going on YouTube. Kellyanne Conway was talking about the fires, how devastating it was. And you know what? She also wanted to talk about how she really wanted to focus on the president's accomplishments and things he's already accomplished rather than focus on. It just seems like, honestly, there's people who just want to focus on controversy. They want to focus on negativity. They want to focus on trying to make the president look bad. And quite honestly, I mean, I just don't know how he handles all his winning, actually. I think he's the most winning president that we've had in a very, very long time. And because he's working so hard and tirelessly for the American people. So I like to focus on his accomplishments as well, and I do like to see that focus on the things that he has accomplished already and how incredible he's going to do with the Senate now, Republican and not rhinos. We're talking about real Republicans, so that we can really get. Right. Yes, it's a monopoly, absolutely. And yesterday I did a GoldFish report with someone who's starting an alternative to this. This company is called Secure Media Social Network, okay? Secure Server, rather, social network. It's only available to our Patreons right now, but it will be available come Tuesday afternoon, after lunch, to the public. And I suggest everybody watch it, because this is how we have to, respond to this censorship from these large social media companies. They're a monopoly, and of course I think there's antitrust issues. I think that there's certainly bad faith, in my opinion, but this is for the courts to determine. We know that the Department of Justice is doing an investigation, and it'll be very interesting to see what they find, what their findings are. So, as I said, I wish you guys share this far and wide, because this is being censored, and I think it's a shame. And Kellyanne Conway was very soft-spoken. She was very nice and polite, and she took questions. I would have liked to have had the opportunity to have asked her some questions, but I didn't have a microphone. I had a little, I always have technical issues because I need funding. That's what I really need. We need to keep the Road to the White House fund drive going, folks. So let's not make this the last time we're here broadcasting and reporting, not really broadcasting. I guess we are kind of over the Wi-Fi. But, we're trying to do our serious coverage, but, in an unbiased way. I mean, I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be respectful to the president, to the office of the president. And I think that we ought to, show reverence and respect to the president. I think I would also like to focus on his achievements and, including the trafficking, including the issue at the immigration. And we just did a GoldFish report last week focusing on immigration. It was an academic review, I would say, that focused on the history of the laws of our immigration, the most important aspects of it. And then, of course, focused on what the present law is that the president is citing that gave him the authority to issue that executive order, and of course the proclamation on immigration as well. Then we followed up with the history of presidents who had already set the precedent. There was already a precedent set for this utilizing this immigration law, and many presidents have used it before President Trump, so he isn't the first one. So I would definitely recommend viewers. I would definitely recommend viewers watching those GoldFish reports because they're very informative, and they are from official and credible sources. So I did put some citations in the description section of the video, so anyone can go check on those sources if they need to. But again, we are hoping to get a peek of the official White House Christmas tree today, and that would be really nice, and I'm happy to be here for that. And I'm also going to, so you don't forget to hit the like button. Thanks for the reminder, David. That's really nice of you. Thanks. Folks, please spread this far and wide. Post this once it's uploaded, post it, because as I said, you know, Facebook is censoring. As soon as we started reporting from the White House, I can't even tell you how shameful it is that they have throttled our viewership. They have shadow banned us to such a degree that this is not being circulated and it's not doing justice. The conservative voices at all, and we're going to continue to be a conservative voice at the White House, and that's just that's what we are dedicated to do. In terms of GoldFish Report, I think GoldFish Report does represent more of a conservative, I would like to say balanced, I would like to say reasonable, I would like to say rational point of view. There's been times I've disagreed with the president, and I have made that known. I don't agree with everything the president does. Jim Fetzer and I have talked about this many times. We've had issues regarding Syria, regarding Iran, regarding other foreign policy issues. So there's lots of questions about that, but I think, again, there's lots of things that are unseen that we don't know of yet. And we will learn in the coming days. We also have some interesting developments. I think we're set to go. We are ready to go and have some real success with the Senate, with these prosecutions and with these sealed indictments. And I think we're all set for that. And I'm really excited to see that finally they're going to be able to get things done in the Senate. And we'll see where that goes. But, just remember that, the title of the presentation that I did was Power of the President, the presidential powers, actually. And within presidential powers, he has the authority to make these executive orders, and it's based in law. It's based, there's precedent for it. So take a look at that. If you're interested in wanting to know, because how are we going to have a conversation about this with people if you don't educate yourself, or we educate ourselves? So I put the time together to put that presentation together so that everybody would have an idea really where the president gets his authority from, that he isn't the first president to do this. So for people who are arguing with the president over every little thing, you have to realize this is based in there's precedent for this. So the president is within his presidential powers to do these things. So, people can challenge them all they want. It just seems to really disparage and cast a gray cloud on the whole presidency, which I think is shameful. They're not doing justice to the work that the president's doing. So we're going to find out more also in the future about the First Lady as well, and about her role, she's very dedicated to supporting children. Her Be Best campaign is a very special program. She goes into schools. She really tries to encourage children to do their best, and she's been doing this all along. She's been doing this over in Africa in her recent trip to Africa, and I totally support that. As a mother, she's obviously that's where her first priority is, and it's with family. And as a mother myself, mine is as well. So I like that she is taking that initiative to really be an advocate for children. And I know that the president is as well, because I know that he has been dedicating his during not only the inauguration, but he made it a priority to end the trafficking, human trafficking, and of course we can include child trafficking in that as well. So there's lots of changes going on. There's, right now speculating about these fires, about really the cause, it's not going to really do anybody any good to try to say, try to confirm, say definitively what the cause is. We can only speculate, but that doesn't serve a purpose. We do need to get to the bottom of these fires. We do need to find out if there's any relationship with these technologies, and that would be important to know. Do these smart meters, contribute to the combustion of these homes? We don't know, but it's a good question to ask. Are there other types of elements that could have contributed to this? I think a lot of people are also seeing these fires from these helicopters that are spreading, incendiary devices. It's to create a backfire. So what they do, and I spoke to people in Arizona who do this regularly. They set backfires so they can burn the low brush on the ground. And that is the fuel that fuels these fires, that allows them to spread so quickly and so broadly. So if you see videos like that, be careful about assuming that they're people who are starting the fires, because they are starting the fires, but they're starting them for the purpose of stopping them, not to create them and to start them. There's a methodology to starting these backfires, and I'm not an expert on it. I may talk to somebody, we may interview somebody about that, but the idea is you fight fire with fire, but you have to know, and the firemen are very well equipped with this. They're very well informed on it. They know how to set backfires in order to burn that fuel, in order to reduce the intensity. It's harder for the oh, I think I see the tree coming. It's harder for the fires to spread if there's no fuel for it to burn. So this is really the reality of that. I think that's what the president's been talking about. The president's been talking about forest management, and that's what it's about. It's about clearing that brush, that low-lying fuel, so that it's harder to fuel these fires and harder for these fires to spread, because it's so devastating. Kellyanne Conway was out here earlier and talking about this, how devastating this is, how it is devastated to see in person firsthand, as the president has said. And so it's shocking. It's devastating, as she said. So those were her words. So we are outside. There's people walking around, and there's going to be interruptions. But I just wanted to get this out first, and I wanted to thank everybody who's viewing. Please spread this far and wide, folks, because as soon as I started reporting from the White House, we were throttled to almost no circulation. So I think we're going to have some real issues with this. And I have issues with this. GoldFish Report has issues with this, but people on social media should as well. So we just want to be treated fair. So we do. Yeah, I have seen some of these videos, and I think you have to be. I'll comment on my POTUS report tomorrow. I'll review some of the comments that are posted on the video right now. Yeah, controlled burns. That's exactly what they are. They're controlled fires, they're controlled burns, and they are there to reduce the fuel that's spent during these forest fires. And this is the forest management that I believe President Trump was referring to. This is what they do. So we'll have more on this. Again, just spread the video, share it far and wide if you can. And, if there's more news, we're going to be here to report it. I'm sure there will be throughout the day. So I'll give you updates as well. And tomorrow we'll be back with our POTUS report. So I'm not quite sure how to do this right now, but I'm going to end this video. I want to thank you all for viewing. And, there's everybody's messages. See, I'm not sure why I can't see this. I haven't seen the Christmas tree yet. I'm waiting for it. I think it's arrived. I don't know, things don't always happen on time here on schedule as they'd like it to. But I will try to get a picture of that for everybody. That would be exciting. So I want to thank everybody so much, and we'll be back to do more reporting. And yes, I want to end this. So thanks for being with us.